Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 12th of March, 2020. I'm Roy Potter, and I'm just going to be doing some very informal live streams when I do them for a while, for a lot of reasons, not just because of the computer problem. But at any rate, I thought I'd come on this morning. The only thing I really want to talk about, and the only thing that I think is, I mean, we all know what's going on. Good morning as you come in. Hi, nice to see you all. With all the things that are going on, you don't need to, be coming and listening to just the ramblings of a guy who's thoroughly disgusted with the government at all levels. I think we're all there. But I do think it's important, as you can tell from the title of this, the FISA fight. And I've been posting some situations, some comments on my community board, and you can go there and look at those. If you're subscribed to the channel, you should be getting those. If not, you can go to the community tab, as I've told you before. Click on the community tab, and you'll see where I've been posting different things, comments, tweets, whatever, that I think are of importance. So, yeah, I can see you all know where I'm going with this already. Jack Wolf says, Trump waited too long. What did he think the deep state would do? You know, I've beaten a dead horse on that for going on 4 years now. And nothing at our level makes any difference. I mean, honest, ladies and gentlemen, it just doesn't. My entire understanding of the Constitution is that no law passed by Congress can supersede it. No law can supersede the Constitution. And yet, that's where we are today. And that's where we've been for a long time. So on the FISA fight, when I saw that Bill Barr, and of course I knew he would do this, he's a deep state intelligence community rat. Seems like Trump just will not or cannot get somebody in there that will follow through. Can you imagine? William Holder standing against Obama on any issue? Can you imagine that? So, despite all of the changes and all the efforts and everything, and I know the old excuse, Roy, he can't find anybody that'll help him. Nobody's on his side. Nobody will do what he tells them to do. Whine, cry, tweet, and then call other people names and think that that's, getting things done. But you know how I feel about that. So anyway, when I saw that Barr was going in and basically demanding a renewal of FISA without any changes, he finally, what they did do is they negotiated some things, but they were very minor, very minor. The FISA is illegal under the Constitution. End of story. You can use it, as it says, for foreign surveillance, but they find these little loopholes to spy on Americans, and they have the two-jump rule. You know all about that. And this is argued in Congress as to whether or not it should go forward. And we have the Attorney General of the Trump administration arguing for it, and Trump won't fire his ass. And I can see the writing on the wall right now. Trump's going to sign it. Do you see it coming? The very thing that they've used to illegally, seditiously attack the President of the United States and a lot of other people, Americans, who they call terrorists. I've told you what the definition of terrorism is. There isn't one. There are hundreds. Anything they want to accuse you of, they just call you a terrorist, and that's the big blanket for them to get away with anything. I've been calling that out for, how long now? Since I went through the counterterrorism course in the Army. And I found out what their definitions were. And you all should know all about that. I've talked about it many times. So, Trump is going to sign the very thing that they've used to destroy him and many of us, and certainly the Constitution. There shouldn't even be an argument in Congress about whether this is proper or not. Spying on Americans and trying to come in the back door to do it. And they say, well, we've got the masking procedure. Well, that worked real good, didn't it? Liars and deceivers, that's all they are. So the only reason why I wanted to come on this morning is to say that this disconnect in the Trump administration is a mess. And Trump can blame it on the Democrats, but not every issue. He can't do it. He can't do it. Anyway, so why did I want to come on and vent this morning? Well, because, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is going to sign it. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to sign it. And that's going to take us down this road again. People should be going to jail. Not new procedures are being put in place because we didn't understand what we were supposed to do under the old procedures. We've got to tighten them up a little bit so that we understand our job. Fire their asses, all of them, and prosecute them. Arrest them, prosecute them, but oh no. See, that's not going to happen. And Trump's looking more sheepish every day. He kind of screwed up on this coronavirus thing. He came back. This thing that he did last night was good, and I tweeted that out, and I put some information out on that. That's a good first step. But, it's something we're going to have to watch because with the Patriot Act renewal and the FISA renewal and all these things, they're going to use them on us. We're the terrorists. We're the ones they're afraid of. They're not afraid of Al-Qaeda and ISIS. They're not afraid of the Russians dismantling our government. They're on China's side. China is the one that they love. And we, the people, and the Constitution are their enemy. And if you're not looking at it that way, you don't have a clear picture. And Trump did, when he first came in, I think, and of course all this could have been set up. As many people have said, the presidents are selected, not elected. I understand all that. But when you make promises and then you renege on them, that's serious. Right now, I don't know if he's just fighting to survive, keep from getting, assassinated or whatever. But he hasn't come clean with this. He hasn't. And I hear all the people that say, well, he can't do this and he can't. Look at Joe DeGeneva. As much as I like Joe DeGeneva, what in the world was Barr telling him, if anything? That DeGeneva thought that Barr would proceed with going after the criminals. I don't know. A wet dream, maybe? Sorry to be, I know. Liza Jean's going to say TMI. But at any rate, that's all I had for you this morning. I think we've got a problem. China is our problem, not Russia. They keep pointing at Russia because of, they're taking money off of foreign aid, billions of dollars from the foreign aid, it goes overseas and then they launder it and then these crooked politicians get it back, put it in their own pockets. China, I remember Hillary Clinton one time saying, what China's doing is really smart. Never what the founding fathers did was smart. The only time that they come and defend the Constitution is when they think that it serves their purposes as a cloaking device. And what I mean is their pretense of supporting the Constitution is their cloaking device. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got this morning. I'm not even going to go to chat. I hope you all talked. No, I'm very disgusted with the entire thing, and I'm afraid that this coronavirus thing is of course, it's being used for population control and for dissident control and all that. We saw that in China. We called that out right off. We could see that they were going after their protesters, their demonstrators, their dissidents, the people that have been, having a voice. And some of the ones that did that all of a sudden disappear. Well, that's being used elsewhere too, you can bet. Uh, and it'll be used here. It's just a matter of time. Uh, if I were Trump, and I think that he's already activated the military to some extent, and where this will be of benefit is as long as they don't get to the point where they start, grabbing people. Um, and they will shut down travel eventually. That's right, international now, but he's going to have to go to the national flights eventually, and then there'll be some type of road checks too. And unfortunately, those are going to be misused, and you and I both know it, right? But the military could be used to set up field hospitals. That's a legitimate purpose. Set up field hospitals to handle the overcrowding of the hospital beds, which will probably start in May. Have field hospitals out there that can do it. I saw somebody said, well, Trump ought to bring in people from the military and train them as nurses. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things he could do, but I don't think Trump thinks out of the box. And when he does, if somebody calls him on it, he cowers and backs up and cries and moans and groans, and the courts won't let him do it, and the Congress won't let him do it, and da-da, da-da, da-da. So, yeah, TSA folks are getting infected. I know. I'm hoping you all are going and listening to the Patriot Nurse, what she's putting up about how to protect yourselves as best you can. It's not a guarantee, of course. I mean, one slip up and you could get it, right? So I don't know that everything will prevent it, but it's a numbers game at this point. You got to keep your immune system up so that if you do get a slight exposure, your body can fend it off. That's where you want to be. If you get a massive exposure, I don't know. She could probably address that better than I can. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw Storali, and I've never figured out exactly how to say that. But you say they're using disinfection teams in Las Vegas. Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody for coming. Uh, if something else develops, I might come on a little later. Okay. Uh, I just and I'll say it again. I'll close with this. If Trump had come in guns a-blazing, had started his real aggressive cleanup of the government no later than 6 months in, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. So again, I don't know if he was a placebo to keep us all anesthetized until they got to this point where they were ready to launch their really bad programs. Monty says some really bad things are going to happen, next month? I don't know about that, but I know that the elite think that something really bad's going to happen next month. No doubt about that. Whether they cause it or it's something out of mankind's control, I'm not certain which it'll be. But I already did that video on the tunnel situation and what I see the scriptures doing that. There's a God. I just don't know how he's going to get involved in this at this point, because we've done this to ourselves. Yeah, repentance, I guess, right? All right. You all take care. I'll see you as soon as something else comes up, okay? Get yourselves ready. That's all I can say, as best you can. Nobody will be able to do it perfect, but he's involved. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he probably is involved, Finest Planet, and I know that. Sorry I keep going, but I did hear Monty talk about that Barron is one of the, they're going to save the kids. Well, the elites don't care about the kids, only their own kids. Okay? Only their own kids to continue on with the same crap that they've done for thousands of years. It makes you wonder what what these stories of the deluge and all that are really about, because like the evil people are the only ones that get through it. I know the Noah story is different, but yeah. It may be that Trump knows something that's going to happen, and yeah, he's made a deal so that Barron will make it through it. At least that's what he's thinking. Put him in a tunnel. I don't know. But as I showed you, if the scriptures are true, if they have efficacy, and I think they do, then the tunnels are the worst place to be in the end. As you know, I talked about that, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty tired, Dottie. I am. Thank you for saying so. I watch this stuff and Roy, put your tinfoil hat on. Well, you're my tinfoil hat. Okay. All right. We'll see you later. Out here.